Hello, this is wmpyr. For today's lesson, we're going to be working with double stick, and we're going to be working on a concept of flow. But before that, let me talk about something else real quick. Okay, so the first thing that I want to say is that, as a quick reminder, what I teach on YouTube is exercise. And the moment that I say this, people are going to be like, oh, so what you teach is not for combat, it's not self-defense, it's not practical, it's not effective, it's not tactical. And no, it doesn't have to be that way. What I want to say to you guys is that there is nothing wrong with exercise, okay? Think about it this way. When you go to the military, that's one of the first things that you have to do is you have to exercise. MMA fighters, kickboxers, boxers, people who practice traditional martial arts, okay? All of you guys, you have to do exercise on a daily basis. Every time you go to class, you exercise. So what I want to say is there's nothing wrong with exercise. Whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, you're going to exercise. And also whether you're young, medium age, or old age, you're going to exercise. Now the reason why I'm saying that we are doing exercise rather than we're doing this for combat, the reason why I'm saying this is because I don't want people to misunderstand and think that just by watching my YouTube videos, they're magically going to be ready for combat, because that's not true. This is not enough. So that's why I say this is exercise. So thank you for watching, and let's get on. Okay, so the first thing is we're going to go ahead and start off with double stick like this. And this is one of the most basic exercises that we could do, is make this circular motion, okay? So you're going upwards, and you could go downwards. You can make multiple circles like I'm doing, or you could just make one circle down, one circle up, one circle down, or multiple, okay? Now, some people have a hard time with their wrists, like they're finding that there is a lot of strain. It takes time. It does take time to condition and strengthen your wrist, okay? But what you also can do is, instead of focusing on the sticks, focus on your wrist, okay? So if I just, in the beginning, what happens is the sticks are teaching you the body mechanics. So the momentum, the length of the stick, and the weight, it's kind of, you're just going with the momentum. So right now I'm focusing on the stick, and the stick's kind of like making my hand move. See, the momentum of the stick is forcing the rest of my body to just kind of react to it. All right. Instead of doing that, I'm going to focus on the wrist. So I'm not paying attention to the stick now, and I'm just going to focus on the wrist. So just moving the wrist. So then you see, even though it's basically the same kind of movement, it doesn't look as the same as what I was doing earlier. Even it's not just about the speed, okay, but also the motion is a little different. So this is one of the things that I would like for you guys to do, is just do the same exercises that you always do with the circular motions, but focus on the wrist rather than the stick, okay? And if you're having a hard time with that, go ahead, put the sticks down, okay? And just pretend that you're holding sticks and focus on your wrist this way, other way, and all the other stuff that we do, but focus on the wrists, okay? And when you do that, you create an awareness in your wrist so that when you do throw a punch, like, you're going to be able to involve the wrist better, okay, like that. So you'll be able to put the wrist in there much better, because now you've been working on it, you're aware, so you know how to use it, incorporate it better. Same thing when we go to a knife, you know, all kinds of different kinds of weapons, you'll be able to incorporate the wrist. So practice that. Okay, so back in the day, in the early 90s, when I was training in Arnis, my instructor told me that the most important principle in Arnis is the concept of flow. And the best explanation I could give you is what Bruce Lee said about water, you know, to be like water. Every martial artist wants to be like water, because you could, you know, adapt and become whatever container, whatever shape that you're put in. And then also at the same time, you can be super soft and smooth. And then at the same time, you can be really, really hard. And, like, you know, over time, even have the ability to chip away rock and stuff like that. So if you haven't seen his interview, check it out, where he talks about water. But anyway, that is the most important concept that was taught to me. So the most basic thing about flow, I believe, is you got to become smooth. That's number one. Okay, it goes in a lot deeper, and hopefully I'll be able to get into some of that. But for right now, let's just become smoother. Okay, that's the first step for flowing. And to become smoother, honestly, it just takes a lot of reps. But here's some other stuff that we can practice, okay? Okay, so the first exercise is to just go ahead and make smaller circular motions like this. Instead of going with these really, really big ones that we can do simultaneously or one after the other like this, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make smaller circular motions like so. Okay, so make the smaller circular motions. And it doesn't have to be super fast. You don't have to go super fast. But just do this. And this could be a relaxing type exercise. Okay, but you're working on skill. You're working on controlling these circles. Okay, and you could do this. You can bring them forward like so. You get into a fighting stance. Okay, and do this kind of thing. Boom, boom, boom. So this is more like now a jab right here. Okay, and then because I'm in motion from here to be able to go from a motion to a strike, it's much easier for me than to go from 0 to all of a sudden full speed, from 0 to boom, because I'm already in motion. So from here, boom, you know, it makes it a little bit easier that way. So that's one of the advantages. Once again, I could be going this way while this hand is going this way. So this one is working on a horizontal circular motion where it's going like so, side to side basically, but it's still a circle. And then this one's going up and down, but it's still a circle. See, so I could do this simultaneously, all right? And then you can switch to where now this is the one that's going up and down, and this is the one that's going side to side, but they're still circular motions. Okay, so practice that. Okay, so the next step, what I want is to incorporate this up and down motion. Okay, so we've already done this before, up and down, but now we're involving a circular motion like this. Boom. So they're going in opposite directions of each other. And if you're having trouble with this, please try to look up the video where I show this. Okay? And if you're having trouble, then you probably need to go back to this. Just more basic stuff. Work on this. And then when you get the hang of that, or you're really, really comfortable with that, then you could do this, where you change it up. Okay? So from this motion, we're going to incorporate this to what we've already been doing. So this kind of circular motions like this, and then at any given point, I can go up and down. Boom, boom. And then I can go back to this more controlled circular motions, like so. Boom, 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 boom. Controlled circular motions, and then go up and down, up and down. Okay, so at any given point, whether you're doing this or whether you're doing this, okay, you could close your arms. So when you close your arms, that's when you're going to unwind and close. So this is the basic arm weaving. Okay, so you can incorporate this. Boom, boom. And you can mix this in with this kind of motion again. Circular, 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 circular. Like so. Okay, and then closes. Okay, and when it closes, like I said, we could do this. And they could even go in the same direction together, okay? And then, of course, we go back to this kind of motion right here. And then from here, once again, we can go up and down. We can close it, go back to this, and, you know, pretty much any of those, you can start combining it. So this is what's going to help you flow, and we're not even going into the Heaven 6 yet. So you're already flowing without utilizing the Heaven 6. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and take care, folks.